Hello, Army. Welcome back. Hi, this is Living
Hi
by
everyone.
7. How is everyone?
Hi
Woo!
everyone.
Annyeong.
Yeon,
Annyeong.
yeon, yeon. How is everyone doing? It's been forever since we've been live here with the Living Bangtan 7 crew. And today it's such an amazing, amazing panel of guests that we have with us to really tackle such an important conversation. And I think an emotional journey that I'm not sure we are ready. Me, somebody just needs to turn down their volume if you don't mind. Thank you. All right, my dears, as always, we're back with you. And guess what? The very first thing we had was a technical difficulty. Welcome to LB7. As Floor and Flanagan happens all the time. So, are you
Uh-oh.
okay? Can everyone do me a really big favor and put yourselves on mute for me? And we're going to check and figure out where this is coming from. Okay, team. Sounds good. Okay. So no feedback. I apologize, guys. We are coming to you from literally three parts of this world. So it looks like it's me. All right. We figured it out. We got it. Woohoo! Welcome to the technical difficulty world of streaming. Hi, everyone. Oh my God, we have so many lovelies on. Hi, Angel. Hello, Michelle. I don't want to mess up your name, but hello, my friend, just in case I say it incorrectly. So, my friend, thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us today. We are the Living Bangtan 7 team. And as you know, Living Bangtan 7 is a mental wellness organization that was created by Diversely Geek through our very favorite fandom, which are Bangtan Sonyadan. And Living Bangtan 7 is a platform the DG team created to bring you wellness discussions, content, and musings based on the healing positive messages of Bangtan Sonyadan.
That's right. The name actually means. Sorry, go ahead,
No,
Nisha.
no, you go.
Yeah, so the name Living Bangtan 7 actually means living bulletproof 24/7. And our purpose is to help us all learn how to live confidently, with self love throughout the day, every day, 24/7. We want to be protected by the support and love of BTS and of Army. You guys are awesome. And it is also a reminder of the power of bulletproof or Bangtan philosophy. It has as a source of our healing, healthy coping, support when we are struggling to believe in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
As a source of our healing, healthy coping.
And the Living Bangtan 7 platform was born from a shared mutual love and respect for Bangtan Sonyadan and a fandom that has rewritten the narratives for the connective influence and the dynamic a fandom can have. So I always love to start the show with this particular statement, but today I think more than anything else, this statement has a lot of heart and tears behind it. So when BTS debuted 10 years ago, while they dreamed of making it as idols, they had no concept of global stardom. They never imagined they'd rise to a level of superstardom that transcends language barriers, race, age, demography, and gender. Nor did they believe that they had the words, the message, and personas that would change the music world forever.
And Nisha was just talking like that was 10 years ago. Today, we are like 24 hours post the announcement. We have all been simultaneously anticipating and dreading that like this is big hit news, my goodness. So big hit did announce that our matinee line as well as our leader, they had initiated the enlistment process, right? um, but there are so many thoughts, emotions, and concerns.
And that's why we're here today, right, Flora? Are you okay? Everyone's crying already. I'm sorry. Okay, so we know that Army has a lot of feelings and processings to work through. And if Jin and Hobie's enlistment and then Yoongi's told us anything, we've learned that Army is going to need a little bit of time to do a couple things. Um, Mildred, I know we're going to talk about that real quick, right? Army
Yes.
needs time to process. They need time to know how to react. We need to know that it's okay to feel and to question. And maybe what else?
We maybe needs to understand that is part of what they needed to go through, and they told us this a year ago. We need to go through it.
Even, but it's okay to feel the shock, right, everyone? I mean, as a whole, what do you think about can I just have a raise of hands? Did we still have that shock factor? I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter where we were, it doesn't matter how long we've known it. When we saw it, even though we knew it was coming, literally talked about it that morning. Mildred, remember in the chat when
Yeah.
it hit us just as hard.
It was wow.
Yeah.
It was like, let me catch my breath.
Yeah, pretty
and,
much.
and so what we're going to talk about today is that's okay. That's normal. And it's, yeah, quadruple shock factor. And the crazy thing is if we were looking all across social media, Army all said, you know what, they're going to announce it together. We were all saying it for so long, right? But that didn't actually make it easier when we actually got the announcements. So, what I want to ask everyone today is we had a series of questions that we've been chatting about as a team leading up to the show. And one of the main things that we want to talk to Army about today is what are some of the challenges we might experience with such a huge part of our wellness wheel not as accessible? I woke up at 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning, and what do you think I said to myself? Holy moly. For the first time in 9.5, almost half years, it's going to be the first time I don't have access to these boys. That hit me right here. It just hit me so hard. So we're going to talk about today the grief process and coping with what we call perceived loss. A lot of people around the world think that these 7 men angels going into the military is not a loss. So Macy and then Joanna, can we just really quickly explain why it is a loss and what a perceived loss is? Whichever one of you, Macy or Joanna, whoever wants to.
John, go
Joanna,
ahead.
she's having some trouble. Go ahead.
Sure. So like I guess in a psychological perspective, perceived loss is like a uniquely experienced loss. I mean, all of us, like billions, millions of army all around the world, we're feeling the same emotion of loss, having known that these 7 men have been with us through different walks and talks of our journeys, no matter how unique that is. We're the you know like what Misha was saying, it just hit us so strong, and it allows us to open the door for us to really grieve, getting to know that person within us that grieves. And oftentimes it's less obvious to others, but the loss is very real. I mean, like I said, it's very unique, and that's perceived loss because all of us, we lost all these 7 all of a sudden, like one after the other, and then all 4 of them all together. And so it's unique to each individual perceiving what that loss is, but it's the same grief that we're experiencing together.
So it's a shared communal grief, correct?
Yes.
And is it fair to state that it's grief? This, does anyone want to comment on that?
You mean as a fear, like we're scared of the unknown, like what's gonna happen to us in a week, in a month. We don't know nothing. Like you said, I woke up today, look at my phone. Did I do a live and I missed it? Did they came and say goodbye and I didn't catch it?
Right.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen? Because they like Jungi did his live like right after his concert and said goodbye, and that was it. We didn't see him again. And then these four boys, we don't know if they just want to go. That's it.
So that is, if you put the words together, this is what we're talking about: perceived loss, or what we call the grief process.
Mm-hmm.
The grief process can be applicable to any stage in your life and any major experience that you're having a loss of that major experience. You could have worked somewhere for 27 years and then all of a sudden you're laid off. That's a very
Yeah.
huge,
Mhm.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, uh, Macy, do you want to talk a little bit about how that can be a challenge, especially for Army, when maybe their families don't understand that there's validity
Yeah.
in this
Right.
emotion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, I have 4 kids and I have a husband. They're all supportive, but just in a way, they don't grasp the feeling. They don't share the emotion. They just say, "It's okay, mom." But I turn to my group. So we have this Bangtan Ajma, and we have the group chats as well. And waking up to the news, all of a sudden, it's all quiet. You know, the GC is so quiet, but the page is like grieving. You see all the posts, and um, we opened the day yesterday, telling everyone just post whatever you want. Pour out your feelings because this is the perfect avenue for us to be sharing all the feelings that we cannot share at home to our friends who do not understand, right? Especially me. I go with my friends who are doctors, and why you sad? I can't tell them, For them it's just, oh, what is this, Macy? You're a grown ass woman and you feel so lost without these boys, right? They don't get it. And then when I go to the mom groups, I have 4 mom groups since I have 4 kids, and oh, what's happening to you now? Oh, I can't say I'm so sad. Oh, but we're having this dinner. But I the feeling. I can't share it with them.
Correct. Correct.
So
So,
that's why it's really hard. So,
and really, thank you
we have
so
this
much for
group.
sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that's why when Joanna and I said, and Flora, we immediately in our admin, because LB7 we have a mental health team specifically to bring these conversations. And the first thing we said is we have to do a show. Yeah, we have to do it very quickly because it's what we want everyone to understand is what you're feeling. You are allowed to feel this. It's okay
Yes.
if no one understands the paradigm, your box that you're in. No one understands the world because Bangtan universe is so deep and rich, and
Yeah.
it's rough for people to understand it, I think. So, Rika, what are your thoughts on this?
Mhm. Yeah, it's very emotional. For me, um, I think with all the boys, it's been always emotional.
Mhm.
Um, Trying to look at the good side of it because we're gonna get all of them to go quickly and come back quickly, and then we can start, being uh 7 again. Is what
Mhm.
we um. But it's been a roller coaster. I think I've had a lot of people that are close friends of us, also inbox me today. We made a post immediately last night as soon as we saw it.
I said,
Um,
it's beautiful.
we did it for all the boys leaving. One thing, because we understand the how you can feel, and we just want we've in our group we actually have an open door policy. We've always been um vocal in that sense. We've always said, if you guys are struggling in any way, reach out to us. It doesn't matter what time it is. Send us a message, call us if you have to. Um, we know that majority of our our group, or anyone that comes to our events, they lean on the boys. They need the boys. I myself feel that way, and I feel a little bit empty. But
And that's
it's it's gonna be that way. But we have to continue. We have to just reach out and for each other. And I
This
think,
is why we
so.
have Army.
yeah,
That we have to look for each other because other
yeah,
people will not understand. And I was gonna say
Yeah.
to Dee, um, they might think that you're stupid, but they don't understand our world. They don't understand our feelings.
yeah,
Um, I went through a situation at work with the same thing that I said something, and their comment back was really hurtful, and that was it for me. I never expressed anything about them anymore. I stopped talking to them about them to them at work
yeah,
because the response we get is not what we feel or what we don't want the response for them. We get something different, so don't ever feel like you said stupid. They make you feel
yeah,
stupid or they think you're stupid. No, you're not. They just don't understand what we feel. And I was talking to a different army the other day. It's like she tells me, "You get me. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm talking
Yeah.
about when other people doesn't." And that's what we have to reach for each other. We
mm,
know where we are. We know our groups. We know where to reach out. We know where to ask the question. Don't feel lonely because this is
yeah,
gonna be 7 months that we really don't know what's gonna happen. They can throw us something tomorrow that we're gonna be happy about, and
Listen,
I don't
there
know.
are 30 million family members out here, people.
Yes.
This is the biggest family in the world. I mean, when with the Apple Music interview that was just done the other day, his name just went out of my head. I can't believe that.
uh,
Um,
Zane Lowe.
Zane's
Zane.
interview literally encompassed this a summation and a synopsis of the pure beauty and the richness and the wealth, the value and the credibility and validity of Army and BTS's relationship. He synopsized it absolutely beautifully. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just say this, Didi, and to anyone else here, and especially in my own team. Um, I know nobody expected to come on the show, us to go live, and all of a sudden we would feel the emotion because we're all, we have we've been working with it, we've been talking through it, and all of a sudden us together in a communal situation brought the emotions out. That is actually, these are healthy tears. I want everyone to understand these aren't negative ones. These aren't ones that are attached to fear. They're actually not attached to anxiety. They're not attached even to the grief. These
Mm-hmm.
are tears of sharing. These are completely different. These are ones that we as a community are willing to share with each other because we trust each other to
Yes.
be able to understand and support and to love each other. That
Mm-hmm.
is the core of our show and our team as in general, and Army in general. This is what we believe. We believe in each other, right? That dynamic. So I love it. Cry. Do what you have to. Because if anybody watches my show, they know I cry at least one time. At least once. Every show it's gonna happen. And I make myself cry. So don't worry.
And it's okay to cry. We need to
And I
understand that
love it.
crying is a
Right.
part of our own relief of emotions. So
So
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to cry.
it's called cathartic. It's called
Yes.
cathartic. Cathartic healing includes healthy crying. I'm actually writing it because you guys know I write stuff I want Army to know. So I'm just going to put that in real quick.
Mhm.
So, Flora, let's jump into question number one because you from the ones that I gave you, I gave everyone here a challenge set of questions, and trust me, They weren't easy questions, okay? So I'll post them here so you guys can see what the team was asked to answer. And I will tell you right now, I asked them to answer according to what their hearts felt connected to. And sometimes that's not easy. That's not easy, and that's okay. Welcome, Dee. Anniversary just passed. Yay! Welcome, family.
You're not lonely, okay?
You're
We all
not.
No. And Nisha, when we post those questions that our team had answered, we also would love for everyone that's viewing right now to go ahead and type your own answers. We'd love to communicate with you guys.
So we're gonna say a big one that I asked before. We're gonna put it out now. Think about that one because that's our last one. Everyone hasn't answered yet. That's going to be the end. So I'm going to post it now, and I want to see what your thoughts are. It's a massive question. That's why I made everyone start crying. I apologize, but I did. I'm going to put this question out for you. Just think on it. You don't have to answer right away. And then we're going to put about 3 more of the questions up here. So, Flor, what's our first one that we're going to work on? You want to go ahead and jump in?
Okay, we are going to talk about our Balkan journey. For me, if you don't mind if I start, my journey is quite short because I started on the end of 2021, maybe 2022. My festa was a Farewell Festa, so that's why I made a point. And then, I was quite lonely at the beginning. I didn't knew many armies. I found one at work, and it's like we don't see each other frequently. And what changed me was that I met Living Bantan. I met the girls in New York. So and I feel like that's why it really changed me. My relationship as a fan and my relationship with the boys, and I'm very open about being army everywhere. People are telling me now that you're looking better, you're looking nice, you're looking fun. I'm better. I just can't tell them because I'm fangirling them boy because no, most of the people don't understand that you can be someone that the other day some coworkers said when you are like this strong woman at work and then you are like fangirling and like a teenager, I'm like they're totally fine. I'm totally fine doing that. I can do both. That was my journey. I don't know, Joanna, Nish.
Yeah, I'm gonna run back over there. Sorry, multitasking, but since the beginning, BTS has held a space of quiet chaos in my life. I know this is not the first time you guys have heard me say this, and I know Mildred, you know this. It sounds a little crazy to say that anyone can hold a space of quiet chaos, but it's a space that allows me just to be me. And I'm quite a chaotic individual within myself because I deal with anxiety, depression. I deal with everything that has to do with being a mother, with being a provider, with being a researcher, running the organization. Our life is chaotic in general. What I had learned from them on my journey is that with them as 7 and as a unit, it is okay to have tumult. It's okay for things to be tumultuous as long as I recognize that and acknowledge it and I'm aware of it, because it helps me to stay in a place of calm and it helps me to stay humble. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. And looking at them and seeing the chaos that their life was and that it's been, even to get to this announcement, and here they are announcing in the way that they have, and yet they're so humble, so genuine. Look at JK's letter, for God's sakes. It is, they are the epitome of what it is to keep us quiet calmness when you're within yourself, even when the chaos exists around you. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's it for me. So, uh, Joanna, you want to toggle real quick, and then we're going to go into the next one.
Yeah, no, I'm just jumping into what you said, Nisha. JK's letter just, emphasizes the unique relationship between BTS and Army, and
Army,
it's such a
yes.
special relationship. I
That's
don't
right.
think anyone outside of Armyverse would understand that.
We
That when
understand.
the news dropped, Armyverse just was a complete mess. But it's because of this unique relationship that we have, and it's amazing because I know that as much as we fear, Army fears that, like, will they really get back, when will they get back together, will they be seven of them? Imagine the fear that BTS has. When we come back, will Army be there?
And that's
Imagine the amount of trust that both parties need
correct.
to,
Mhm.
share and have and give. And so I've known BTS since 2014. They had their first concert in the Philippines, but I didn't really become a full time Army until 2017 when my niece reintroduced it. And it's been quite a journey since. We've all grown together. I know I have. I'm pretty sure, I mean, JK has. Hello.
Mhm.
So it's just amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So I think the next question, if anybody wanted to answer, Jin was the first person that had enlisted, and then Hobie. How did we process that as Army? Anybody want to answer that?
So, this is for us to be able. We're 1 year into this journey.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, before we answer that very quickly. Is there anyone here who doubts that they purposefully 100% orchestrated the timeline on this?
They did.
Did my
Yes,
Sure.
they did.
God?
They
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
How
they did. This is
Yes,
well thought of. Yeah.
so well thought out, down to the moment that we
Yeah.
finally got the announcement of the
Yes.
documentary coming out on the 20th. Therefore, we kind of have an idea when things are happening with them. They're
Mhm.
so concerted in caring for us that they prepare everything so far ahead in time to care for us.
Yeah.
That being said, Jin's enlistment began this journey.
Mhm.
So how did everyone process that? What were some of what you went through?
I think for me, it was more of a shock. Um, and then of course reality kicked in, knowing that he's actually leaving us. So, um, it was, even till this day, it's still, if I even think about it, it's still,
Oh, it's,
it gives me a punch in the stomach. That's how I felt, technically. Um, but I mean, even though we all knew that they all eventually had to go, I think him first ripping off that band-aid, as we can say, it cut very, that deep, that was a deep, and it still affects me. It doesn't matter, him or even Hobie, even Yoongi, it doesn't matter. Every single
Feel
one
it.
of, it's
it's
like
a
a,
wound.
it's
It's a
it's
wound.
Yeah.
it still
Yeah.
hurts no matter what.
Yeah.
It's the same pain, regardless,
Yeah.
and the same hurt or sadness, anything like that. But my consolation that I keep thinking about is we're getting him back soon. And even though we're gonna miss the rest of them, I'm just anticipating seeing that beautiful face, giving us these crazy lives. I know he will, and
They're going to be insane.
yeah,
They're going to be
gonna,
And I
insane.
and I think that's also what you were
yeah,
saying. It was like we're waiting for him to come back, and it's also something that is keeping us
it's
with that
keep,
hope,
it's
that relief that we
exactly,
know it's gonna be 7 months that we want them to pass in a blink.
yes,
We want them that we close our eyes, we open it, and it's June.
They're
He's
there.
out.
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
mean,
well,
we know it's gonna take time. But I think that's one of the parts
hmm,
that is keeping us going at this moment,
yeah,
knowing that okay, four are going in, but we know one is coming out,
yeah,
and that's gonna keep going during the way.
hmm,
So I think that's, I don't know, like we said, they played it so well. They put this map that they wanted to play it like this,
well, we know,
and we're
yeah,
following it. So it's, and
yeah,
it's a map. I don't know if you get that. It's a map.
yeah. I mean, our boys are so smart. I know that they even probably even have their world tour planned already.
Yes.
Oh,
Believe it.
are you kidding me?
They got
Come
everything
on.
ready.
I
They
don't
know
even have any doubt about it, my dear.
exactly. They
Not
know
even.
how much we miss them, and they know that they cannot leave would just leave. They wouldn't do that to us. They have so many things probably planned that they just to keep our mind off of them not being around all
Also,
the
think about the fact that all six of them know that their Jin Young can do this.
Oh
There's
yeah.
nothing that Jin Young cannot do. I mean, all I ever hear, I swear to you, like in the middle of my day, I'll hear Jimin going, Jinya! I swear, it's just like this little thing in it. It's just, you know what, we talk about glimmers on our show all the time. Glimmers are things that give you more moments of hope, moments of joy. So I want everyone to take a minute and I want you to post for me what your glimmers are. I want you to, all of you on here as well, put it in the chat for me, or go into the comments and tell me what glimmers are you looking forward to. What do you expect from Jin? And then what glimmers are helping you to maintain your happiness and your joy? So what BTS glimmers are helping you to hold on to your joy? There you go. Homework.
We'd love to hear from all the army that's joining us today. I could jumpstart that. Can I do that? Yeah. For me, I'm so excited to see all the content that they had prepared for us while they are on service. Because like we said, they have predicted this, they have planned this, it's premeditated. So they, churning all these content for us just to keep us company while they do their service. And so I'm really excited about that. I miss them, of course, I still want them here, but I'm really thankful that they thought of us that way. It's just so sweet. Yeah.
I love that one, Angie. Angel. It's the same for me. Everybody knows, so 100% that one. Anyone else have a glimmer? Oh, there you go. Everybody's giving us glimmers. Yes, I love you people so much. And you knew it was coming. Dad jokes, but he'll tell you, listen, I'm too old for that. I stopped dad jokes, and then he'll spew out like 10 of them in a row. I cannot wait for that man to get on and play 24 hours of video gaming. I will watch it the entire time. I will take off of work. I will take off of life. Everybody better
Me
be ready for that. So you see,
Those little moments that they know how to give us and how to put that smile, that joy in our heart, that even if it is like,
absolutely.
I don't know, 5 seconds, like Ty used to do that, open and closing, it will make our day. So Jean coming back and do, it's like, it's gonna be insane, so it's like, but it's good. It's all good. I feel it's gonna be all good.
It's going to be amazing. Do you remember when we were at the last concert in Vegas? He had put out a statement about wanting to do a festival for a 1 million army. You watch. This man's going to make it happen somehow. We're going to get it.
it's already
Already planned. Hello. Remember, Rika, you and I were like, he's got it all ready to go.
oh
He's got the games. He's got the festival.
yeah.
So that is how we stay inspired. These are the glimmers that we hold on to that will keep that joy. Because right now, what we just did for 3 solid minutes is we lit ourselves up with joy, right? We just totally went. So that's what we hold on to. Whenever we have the challenge and the tears are there and they're the sad ones, that's okay. Feel them and do that. But at the same time, take this challenge and take this glimmer and let them shake hands. Okay? They don't both go away. No. They shake hands. Allow yourself to feel what you have to feel. This is always what I'm going to say to you. Makes sense, everybody? Feel it, but then
Yes.
shake hands with the glimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I particularly struggled a massive amount when he left. I didn't expect it in the least. I truly didn't expect. Like Joanna, I've been Army since 2014. and then didn't get fully in until 2016 with Wings. And he and Hobie have always been this like huge part of my wellness wheel because of my brother's passing. So I think what happened is, and so I want to address it very, very quickly. Um, Sometimes with the boys, we acquaint them or we associate them with something that's healing in our life. Um, does that make sense? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why they mean so much to us, because they actually are associated with healing factors in our own wellness.
Mm-hmm.
So, say when Jen and Hobie left, you feeling that was about what do I do with these representations of my healing not being here? Does that kind of make sense? So that's why I asked that question. Um, is that is that a fair way to assess how we're feeling right now? Are we feeling that there's a representation of our healing that we may not have access to when
Mm-hmm.
they're all gone? Does anyone want to kind of comment a little bit?
I think
Well,
for me,
oh,
my
okay.
I think for me, for healing with them, whenever I get in a mood or something's not going wrong, it's always their music. And I think or content, just old run BTS is one of some of my favorites, just to give me a good laugh. Just look at, anything just to take my mind completely off of it and take me out of that whatever I'm dealing with, for just, even if it's for 5 minutes. Their music is beyond healed me,
Full truth.
continues to heal me. We can never always be healed of anything that we've gone through, and I think that's the majority of the reason why Army leans on the boys, and they feel they may not have that, but that's why we have to continue to listen to their music, and the ones that bring us joy, the ones that bring us laughter, we have to just continue to listen to. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, aside from like my events that I do. Those bring so much joy to Army, and we'll continue to do them. A lot of people may think that we won't, but we will. And we have other events besides, just like Cup Sleeves. We like to do social events where we can sit and talk with Army. That's one of the things we love.
See,
Because
we're
connect.
holding our dinner coming up soon.
Yeah, we sit there and talk, and we talk about our biases and our bias records and what they did and what they didn't do and all kinds of stuff. And no Army. Um, we become good friends with so many people, and they become like family to us.
Mhm.
So we'll continue to have more going forward. It's going to be a lot more social events, and we want to have those so we can kind of reach out and be closer to Army in that sense.
Mhm. So that's
That that's one
cathartic
of the things
healing.
we'll be
Perfect.
doing. Yeah.
Perfect. I know. I love it. Thank you so much. You reached straight into the next thing. Thank you. You actually went straight in. So it was perfect. So those are glimmers then. Those are larger glimmers because now you're creating them for other people
Yeah.
within communities, right? So that's what we can do as leaders in the Army world, in the Bangtan universe, is be able to create outlets for Army to be able to have these sharing communal moments that we
Hmm.
talked about. So it's a two-way handshake, right? It's Army themselves finding their own glimmers, their own connective, cathartic healing moments, but it's also us creating environments and situations to be able to give that to each other. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's not forget that Army, how we support BTS, that we are their glimmer.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's so symbiotic. Our
It is.
relationship, Army BTS, is such a symbiotic relationship. I was introduced into the Bangtan Ajuma with Dr. Macy, and all of the comments that they have over all of their posts just exudes a lot of joy. It's very exuberant, and so I really appreciate the community that we have in Army wherever we are in the world.
And that's what we have with LB7 is we're global, right? So we have this And then that's how we're able to find each other. Look at how the connections work in this world. It's just brilliant. I wanted to quickly ask Floor. Floor, you'd made a comment about when Yoongi left, how you decided you moved it into a space where you decided to celebrate. And I really want Army here to understand how that came to be for you.
Mhm.
Well, you know that Jungi is my bias, and I got deep into BTS because of Agustin, and Suga's concert was how I met Living Bantan and all of you. So he's like very important in my life, in my every day. And when after the last the final concert, as I call it, it we were in tears, all of us, and I was sad. I remember being sad the day I got the news. I remember being sad the next week. I was like crying everywhere. It's like I heard the music, and not video songs or songs that talk about missing someone. I was like crying for you.
Mm.
But when he left, I felt like, okay, he's going, and he's coming. He's going to come back. So it kind of felt weird because it was also my first. It was his first day at his new job, his new work, and it was also my first day of my last year of my makeup residency. So I was celebrating. It's his last year. I'm going to last in this job for a year, and I want to finish this. So I'm celebrating. And I remember that day dressed all of Yuki. I put an effort to do that, to feel more comfortable. I kind of do the same today, well, yesterday, for me, for the voice, because it was quite shocking getting the news. Uh, on the morning, I said, okay, they are leaving. I'm gonna miss them. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna be all army as I can today. So I was all purple in everywhere, in everything.
I was looking at Didi's comment again, and she said that she's has nothing close to her. That whatever she is, where she lives in Texas. I want to say when I first started knowing about Pantone, I was completely alone. I'm in the Bay Area, and I'm like, it has to be somebody else that is like
Mhm.
me here. It has to be. It can be possible that it's just no more people like me here. And you probably, yes, probably live far away from places, but I'm pretty sure it's probably some type of group that is going to be there in Texas that you probably haven't found it yet. Because when
Mhm.
I found Baba, I was so surprised. Baba was a small, but back in the day, but we found each other. I found them. I was so happy because I was like, oh, these people is just like me. You know, like it, And
Mhm.
so I'm pretty sure you're gonna find a group that is gonna be around, like even if you travel like I'm gonna say an hour, it's worth it because you're gonna
Mhm.
have that, like you're gonna see them like it's your sister. It's like it's that feeling when you met them for the first
Yeah,
time that
exactly.
you cannot express that feeling.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm meeting Joanna coming up soon for the first time, and my absolute best friend Terry we is coming to meet me for the first time in 3 years. And we are
See?
literally like soulmate sisters because of Hangtan. So are me and
Exactly.
Joanna. Our life. This is what happens, Didi. Thank you so much for writing in Haiti. Heidi, thank you so
That's
much.
my sister.
I know. I see her. I put it up on purpose.
Hello, Guatemala.
I love it, Guatemala. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. All right. This is my Angie, my love. This is Angela, who actually is in Qatar. and who helped me to launch this Living Bangtan 7. Actually, she was the one who was doing the show with us forever for the first 5 6 months. Hasn't been able to, and I miss her so dearly. One day, last time we were together, it was in for D-Day in New York. So
Oh.
hopefully again soon. These are glimmers, my friends. What we're giving you is how all of these moments are not just supplemental, but implemental. That's a bigger word, right? I miss you so much, and now you're gonna make me cry. Oh my god. Um, um, these glimmers of in our relationship as Army. I mean, between Qatar, the Philippines, and Spain, for God's sakes, that we are all on this together at the same time talking, that we're all sharing this absolutely beautiful love. I will never, let me tell you, I'm neuropsych, man. I work in behavioral health. If this was an unhealthy love, I promise you I would have said so. It is not. It is one of the most healthy loves I think I've ever seen in existence. And I dare people to challenge me on it, and trust me, they have. And I manage those conversations quite well. Thank you. So I wanted to
I
bring
just want
that
to
up.
share something.
Oh, you do
Okay.
it. You do it. Okay, we're
Okay.
close.
Precisely the healing part, right? Precisely why we have this Bangtan Ajima group that Joanna was talking about. We have created this space for middle-aged army, right? So who embraces aging, getting wiser, can laugh at themselves, because it's important to be able to laugh at yourself and feel
Mm-hmm.
good doing it, right? And
You got
just
it.
being yourself. Yeah. So we're inspired by this movement, the ones they call in Korea the ajumas, right? You know this. So so we believed, the ajumas are always the butt of jokes, but we want to transcend the meaning of ajumas into fierce, tenacious, and those who have endured challenges in their lives, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
have earned the right to be themselves, to be respected, to feel what they feel, and to think what they have to think, and not be
Mm-hmm.
judged. So that's why the group is a fun, light-hearted one. So you'll be able to share whatever you want and just laugh at everything and love everything. Because at the beginning of my journey, how do I say this? Yeah, you meet a lot of army, right? Young, old, middle age, but then it's important to find your tribe because
Mhm.
it's important to know that you have like-minded people in the group. Those who will not judge you,
That's
those
it.
who will not ridicule you for your age, for the type of
Mm-hmm.
fangirling that you do, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
initially you're so, wow, army, hi, hello, hello. But it's not all bed of roses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to
No.
get out of the, space and create your own safe space
Safe
with
space.
like-minded army.
So
Yeah.
this
So
is
this is
exactly.
what Bangtan Ajima is.
And that's
Exactly.
what we are. See,
Yes.
this is it.
Yeah.
At the global level that we are is to support that. Hey, I have my army. I'm older than almost everybody. So I'm an imoni to everyone because I'm old enough to be a grandmother, and I'm okay with people calling me
No,
that.
no,
Call me what you
yeah,
want.
no.
I'm good with it. Like it's fine.
Yeah, and
Good with that conversation. I'm aware that there's a uniqueness to me being much older army, and having also
yes,
been older army for like 9 years now. So there's two sides to that story, right? And I think with the boys, what you're saying, Macy, is that we have gained a level of confidence that we may not have had before in
Yes.
order to present who we
yeah,
are as a fully
yeah,
authentic us,
yes,
wholly authentic us. And in
yeah,
these safe environments, we have the ability to be able to present that person. And that's what
yes,
Floor's doing. When we met Floor, what the challenge
I will
Floor was,
come around.
And look at where you are now, huh?
I was on by my own. I didn't knew any army. I went to New York with a friend who tagged along because she wanted to be in New York. She wasn't going for any concert.
Yeah, and then she walked into me one day, and then history was written. We found her in the BTS pop up, and I was like, "Hey, you want to come hang out with us? You look like you need some people." And that's how it happened. And I
it
did,
is it
as
is very funny how everything plays out for Army, because when I went to LA, I was joined by my daughter, which she's not an Army, and till this day she's not an Army. And I don't know how that happens, but it's okay. Everybody make their own choices. When
okay.
I went to Vegas, I knew some of the Baba people were going to go, and then the and the armies and everything, but we had different dates. I went to day 1 and day 2, and everybody else's was going to go to the 3 and 4. So I was basically alone, and I was like,
Alone,
I
yes.
know they're coming, but they're coming the other day. And then we were talking about this the other day,
Oh yeah,
and
that's
I didn't know each
right.
other. I didn't know some of the people that I know now, and I was like, oh, I wish I knew you that day. Like,
I remember Mildred, because none of us met. That's
yes,
exactly right, because we were trying to
yes,
find each other. Yeah.
yes,
Oh my God. Sorry, we are so digressing. But what we're trying to say is the
Mhm.
community is everything. The
yes,
community is
Yes.
everything. It's
Mhm.
everything. It's the beginning, it's the end. And it is the reason why Bangtan loves us as much as they do. They understand this community dynamic, this engine, this global engine that is our army, just how safe we can be. I mean, we're not always right. Hello, there's an entity that's not, we won't talk about that today.
yeah,
What JK was saying when he sat on that stage on live and he said, you're telling me I'm your life? No,
Mhm.
you're my life.
you're my
Without
baby.
you, the life I have would not be what it is. Without us, the life we would, there is no existence. And you know, for God's sake, that he means every ounce of it, but you also know he spoke for all seven.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
It was this mirror, it was this ripple. And I felt that
me too.
this promise. And that's actually how I knew we were getting the announcement. The second he said it, I said, "Ah, it's coming," because he waxes like that very much and always has.
Mhm.
That is that's a glimmer, guys, but that's a ripple glimmer. So that's an acknowledgement statement. I think we'll talk about it more on the second show because we are in our last few minutes and we have two very quick statements we have to get to. But we want to talk about acknowledgement statements when it comes to be able to dealing with perceived grief. So I think, Joanna, we could probably move it on, do that in the next episode. you
Sure,
know
yeah.
Probably grab that one a little bit more, but just think about that. So I'm going to just run into the last question. I think we have some comments if anyone wants to talk about that. We already did the relationship with Army. We've actually been talking about the whole time. The challenges is going to be the question we're going to deal with, but I think we've actually been piecing it out the entire show. So, what are some of the challenges we might experience with a huge part of our wellness meal not accessible? And I think we've been slowly working on it, right? But if anyone has any other challenge that you think we need to address, we can do that. But the other question we had is, what is it that has helped you find your calm? So that's a strategy. The reason I had you guys write it is I want everyone to understand that something that can help you find your calm or something that is your inner lifeline is a strategy, a technique, or something for you to hold on as we go through. So, as you're not sure, what is it that's that glimmer, but what's that content that you're going to hold on to that's going to be able to help you to resettle the inner self? So, think about those right now. And what helps you to settle what I think I wrote what is your inner lifeline, right?
Mm.
So these are going to be questions that you want to ask for yourself and keep these answers on hand, Army. These are things that are personal to you. I suggest that you get a journal. From tomorrow, everyone go ahead and get a journal and write some of these questions down. And every day, write a list of these answers for yourself. Okay. What has helped you find your calm, and what BTS content is your inner lifeline? For me, I use these terms because it's how I see them. You can certainly rewrite it a different way, but I think they kind of make sense the way they are. The other thing to do is to make sure to write what the challenges that you're dealing with today, right, everyone? Because if you write the challenge, then you can address and acknowledge that challenge. Make sense?
Mhm.
Because then it's not a monster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense to everybody. So we need to acknowledge that monsters exist inside of us, and they're called fear, and they're called anxiety, and they're called worry, but they're also called discrimination and oppression and suppression. So in this world, all our army has said that other people may be judging you. So what? So
Mhm.
if it
Um,
doesn't calm, if it doesn't harm, if what you're doing doesn't hurt, you're good.
You're good. Yeah.
mhm.
If that person isn't the person to talk to, guess what? We're all right here.
Yes, and I love yourself.
We're right here. You
All
have
right.
the Atmas, you have Live in Bangtan 7, you have Army Malaga in Spain, you have We Are 7 events here in Orlando. We have Baba, BTS Bay Area Army in the San Francisco area. If you're not sure, ask me. We will connect you to somebody. I
Mhm.
promise you it will happen.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone, yes?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and work on closing out now. So we didn't talk about the content, but that's okay because we have a lot to go through in a very short time. There are two questions that I really want everyone to ponder, and I think we're going to talk about it a lot more with the next episode. One was, how has being Army been a support structure in your life and in your wellness? So this is another thing I want you to put into that little journal of yours, and I'm going to post that one too. Everybody ready for the last one? Okay, everyone, remember, I need start the journal. I've given you 5 questions so far. These are all questions that if you work on them on a daily basis as we go through the next 18 months, it helps you to maintain a sense of self construct, right? Of
Mhm.
self confidence, self awareness, self reflection, but it also helps you to be self supportive.
Mm.
Sounds good, everyone?
Yes.
Mhm.
Jen, I want to toggle onto that one really quickly, and then we're going to go ahead and close out.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Really, it's important to have connections, and I think that's what Army is, and that's what BTS is. We found ourselves a virtual connection with BTS, and it has gone beyond virtual because Yoongi did talk about the amygdala and how the amygdala is a brain process where it's more about the senses. Whatever you go through, whether it's joy, heightened senses, is what it's all about. It's fragmented into senses. And I think that's the important part about, being connected with Army. And so that's why we have to have this session right now just to give everybody a big hug. I know it's such a big grief and loss that we're going
Mhm.
through right now with that announcement, but hey, Army's here and we're giving you guys a very big hug.
Yes.
I'm just putting on support messages for you guys. I've been posting to the Living Bangtan 7. Strangely enough, we started it 2 days before the announcement because my insides just knew it was coming. So please follow those follow the prompts we've been putting. Use your journal and add the prompts that we're going to be posting to those. And why don't we do them together from here until they come back, so that we're all ready to present them these massive journals where of connection that we had as Army and with ourselves for our own wellness. We could do nothing more for them and nothing better. They would be no happier in their existence if they found out that all of us did that. They
Mhm.
would be so pleased to know that we had been encouraging each other to do this. And
Mhm.
then with our very next show, I talked about it a lot. What I want you guys to do is take a few seconds and take these 2 sets of, and I'll post these as well. These are 2 sets of lyrics from Take Two. As of yesterday, we now understand fully why they wrote the song. We now completely understand why these lines were written in the sequence that they were. If you go back and read them now, you're going to understand because they literally unfold the story of
Mhm.
what these boys have been doing for the last 11 months. It took me a bit. I knew there's always storytelling. They don't do it for nothing. I went back and I read it and I said, ah, the question is always going to be this. This is what we need to tell them. They asked us, will you stay? I want you to hold on to time. It's flying by with me. Will you go? Will you go? You know, what look will you have on your faces when we stand? He means when they stand to leave. I can't
Mhm.
remember the dawns anymore. You know, this is the fear that they have inside of themselves, and we want Bangtan to know they do not need to fear. We want them to see that we're self-supporting and that we're here together to get through this, and that we'll always be here there for them. So even when the desert becomes a sea, we swim together. Even the lonely whales, we're singing like them now. So us, all 30 something million of us, we are not lonely. We are one and we're united. And when we sing together, it's going to be massive and it's going to be amazing. And we're
Mhm.
together. So I'm not scared of hoping for eternity. That's what it is, right, guys. Yay. Thank you for putting that up.
Yay.
Now, when I read this line, and I knew it was my favorite line, when I read this, I was like, now I know what Namjoon meant, even beyond knowing what we meant before. So take some time, guys, and go back and read Take Two and piece it out for yourself. Take the songs that mean the most to you and put them every day into that journal, a piece by
Mhm.
piece by piece. Let them be your support structures. I did promise you I'd give you some strategies and tips, and that's what we're doing now towards the end. I think we covered a lot of bases. Anyone have any strategies or tips really last minute that we want to share with Army? Anything else that could go into their journal, for instance?
Just think about, how much all of them have give us within all of these years,
Mhm.
and think about that. Think, oh, one day he did this for me, I can do
Mhm.
this for them today. Just one single post, we know they read. They cannot, answer because they're not allowed, but we know they read, they check social media. We've seen them answer, to them through Weavers. So just think about, write it down and say, okay, I feel lonely today, but what about them? How they're
Mhm.
feeling today? What I can do for them today if I'm feeling this way today. So write it down and post that in Weavers. That we know that's what they're gonna be.
Yep.
And I love it. Thank you so much. That's a perfect statement. You're so correct. The more we show it to them on social media, the more they know we're okay, the better they're going to be. The less worried
Mhm.
they're going to be about us. Because that's the one thing I do not want. I don't want them to worry about us. Then I will cry. That will make me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the other way. I do not want those 7 boys to worry. They have had enough in their
Yes.
life and they do not need to worry anymore. So, Army, be good, do good,
Good. Good.
say good, see good. Okay, guys?
Mhm.
And
We are all for each other right now.
Yes. We're all here
Yeah.
for each other,
we're here for each other.
no
And if
matter
you need
what.
us, you know how to find us. This is all of
Mhm.
our sites. You can find, just look up Living Mountain 7. Trust me, you will find us. I promise you. All right, my love.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. We'll be back with you. Oh no, Kelly. Just because of you, I'm not going to jump off. I'm going to give you 2 more minutes because you just got here from Vegas. I feel bad.
Oh.
Get the journal, Dee Dee. We'll talk about it on Sunday's show because Sunday we're doing the show, but we're doing a second version of it. Oh my gosh, and we have Army here from Australia. Guys, how do you
Oh.
get off when Army comes on from all over the
I
world? You can't.
know.
Oh, honey.
Hi, my loves. Hi. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here. So the journal can be anything. A blank one is fantastic. The Living Bangtan 7 Wellness Healing Messages with Bangtan Journal actually is going to be coming out for Christmas. So I'm not trying to sell it or anything. I'm just saying it's coming out. So you guys have access to it. You do know, if you followed me, you know that we've been working on it for a long time. There's a million pieces in it. So, but it's, thank you so much for the question. Very good question, my dear. We have two teams. One is a night, one is on the other side of the globe, one is on this side of the globe. We are trying really hard to coordinate. If we cannot coordinate, we will end up doing a third session because we do not want to miss out Army from other parts of the world. We have Korea coming on board, you know,
Oh,
so we have Japan coming on board. We have Africa coming on board. So we have Spain, the other Spain coming on board. So I can't, you know, we're always trying to work out to make sure everyone has the opportunity. Thank you, Kelly. Yay. Thank you so much. I love it. Didi, if you need help with those journals, just reach out to us on any of our sites. If you look up on Living Bangtan 7, Joanna, where do they post all of the oh, they're on Instagram, aren't they? All of the
Well,
journals?
some of them are on Instagram. We have some that are posting from YouTube, Facebook, all over social media, all over the world. So
To be
amazing.
honest with you, just go back. We have got literally 42 shows out there that we could delve into that helps you to walk through how to do this. So um, go through that. And then but on Instagram, I have posted the actual worksheets. So you should be able to find them on there. Thank you so much.
Hey, bye
All right,
everyone.
Angel, next show for you. Okay, my dears, thank you so much. We are living Bangtan 7. I'm just going to do the last minutes here. And thank you, Ms. Dr. Macy, coming to us from the Philippines. Thank you so much to
thank you.
Dr. Valenzuela coming to us from Spain. I never call her that. So, oh, thank you so much to our Joanna, our trauma informed specialist coming. Where are you right now, Joanna? Are you home?
Yeah, I'm in Arizona.
You back in
I'm
Arizona?
all over, but I'm in
I don't
Arizona.
know where you are ever. So I just go with the flow. You're like me. We're always everywhere. So and then Miss Reka is coming to us for the first time from right here in Orlando with me. Yay! Please check out We Are Seven events. If you're anywhere in the Southeast Florida area on December 9th, we are hosting a beautiful Army dinner, a very merry Army dinner. It's a get together. We will be having a virtual presence, so anyone in the world can actually join us from the virtual side as well. And it is a fundraiser for Mental Health Association of Central Florida. And thank you also so much to Mildred, my Bay Area sister, who I found when I was in San Francisco. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here. This is like a party for me, guys. I guess all my family. So, all right, love to everybody. Find us anywhere that you can. We are available. And then we'll see you Sunday. Hopefully, it won't be too late. All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.